Hi there, Luigi Tramasano here from Craft Animations. I'm going to show you how to use a Dynamics engine, Maya Dynamics, and the Reactor in 3ds Max, and correspondingly in XSI and Cinema 4D. Unfortunately, I'm not very well acquainted with those last ones, but the principles are the same. You use passive objects to interact with these objects, and passive or kinetic objects, or in 3ds Max, as I will show you, they are deformable meshes. In Maya they're called passive or active objects, and they are rigid body objects. So this one, for example, is a rigid body object here with a certain mass, and right now they will just fall here onto this one, and this one isn't a rigid object at all, neither passive nor active. So, but I will use this one. I can drive in real time here and drive around, which I will show you a little bit about here. Let's just expand the timeline here a little bit to say 400. So, and hit record. And I will just drive around a little bit here, just to get that we have the first collision there. And I drive around and I collide again perhaps, and I come in here and I do a skid brake here like so. Okay, so let's quit it there, and now this is this is just the dummy mesh, the bone of the car, the body bone of the car. So obviously this wouldn't be your high poly mesh, so let's just pretend that this would be your high poly mesh. So it's just on the car like that, and that's your nice cube car. And I just parent it to this car, link it to it, and then I run the whole thing also. Let's just write this one upwards a little bit like that. Okay. So, and go back to this shading here like that, and not hit record here, we just hit play now, and of course we need to make it a passive object here. Now you are probably 10 times more, or 1,000,000 times more actually, more used to the Dynamics engine in Maya, so you would know exactly how to take over from a certain frame. I will show that in 3ds Max, and if we just make this a passive object here, then we can see that we can interact with the physics here if you want to. I mean, this is straight on, I mean nothing, this is so obvious things here, but just to show you that you can actually do it if you want to. And also I will show you, let's delete this one here, make this one a passive object immediately, and just record here. Then we could actually drive around here and interact with these objects in real time here. So I'm driving this with a record here, and actually colliding with the object as we go. Now I'm recording it Camtasia recording it, so it's really slow, and it's a laptop, so if you have a stronger computer you can absolutely make this happen without any problems at all. And having that said, let's go on to 3ds Max here and just show you. Now the airplane here that you will see right there will crash through this brick wall, say. Now it's a part of the deforming mesh collection here, so that means if I just go into Reactor here, and the end time is 200, yeah, it's like over there, and its starting time is 89, because it doesn't hit the brick wall until approximately 89, well, right about there. So the starting time is 89 here. I could have put it to in an earlier state to make the cube settle down here first. That would actually be a nice thing. But let's just create the animation here. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's a I was ahead of time here, so let's delete it from this here and do it again. Right there. Okay, so we calculate and then we, yeah. So why is this so slow now? Well, it's for the simple reason that this mesh here is recalculated for every frame because it's a deforming mesh, right? Right now it's not a deforming mesh, but for example, you could use the cloth simulator to do really good, really realistic deformations of the car body, for example, and you can crash into things and you smash things up with the cloth simulator, and that's just nice. So this is how this one looks like. Bang, right straight through it. But you see, there's no dynamics on the airplane here. It just flies right through it. Bang, like that. So actually nothing big actually happens here. What you can do now is to make the physics engine take over with a dynamic instead, and that's exactly here. So we start again at frame 89, but we change this, we delete the airplane from this one like that and make it a dynamic object instead, and let the physics engine take over from that very point. Now this you can do with any vehicle, of course. I mean, you just have to rig it with the physics engine tools. We are building a fantastic crash engine which you will utilize for exactly these kind of situations and many more, but as of now this is the technique you should use. So I just picked the airplane here, let's just check, yep, and we have to put some attributes on that one. Let's see, yeah, it's 100 kilos and the boxes are 10 kilos. Well, that's okay. And well, just recalculate this, create animation like that, and this time it's a little bit faster because it doesn't have to read, or is it actually? I don't know, maybe not. Well, obviously not here. Right, so you can't do a real-time collision thing here with Reactor because Reactor doesn't allow it, but in Maya, as you saw, you can just drive around and collide with things in real time, and that's an interesting, it opens up many interesting opportunities when you do that. So but a similar procedure you can use in Cinema 4D and XSI and Maya, and here in 3ds Max, as you see here right now, when we have it as a rigid object, as a dynamic object. So this is the case here. Bang, it smashes into the wall here, and it actually reacts with these bricks here and slows down and falls to the ground. Now if this would have been a cloth or something, you would have had a really nice situation, but that's all up to you guys. You're the professionals here, and but I'm just showing that it's very easy to make these advanced physics reaction things even now, even before the crash engine is released. Okay, that's actually all I'm going to bring up in this tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed it and have some fun with it. Bye bye.